there. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I am coming live to you here. I'm using Zoom today to do this because these are going to be a little bit different than my normal lives. And I'm super excited to be starting. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Getting a double bone, double sound. Because I'm going to be starting this series called the Mindset Minute. And that's going to be coming regularly live, and they're going to be done this way, and they're going to be a little bit different than my regular lives. But super excited to be starting this new piece. Today is the very first one. So welcome to a Mindset Minute, where we're going to be talking a little bit about all things with building our mindset. So first of all, I want to start off this preface with, what is our mindset? Right? We talk about mindset. You hear it all over the place. You need to shift your mindset. If you want to change things, you need to change your mindset, right? What does that even mean? How do we do that? Like, these are all going to be things that we're going to be exploring over the next few weeks in these mindset minutes. I'm going to be giving short little snippets, short little trainings on steps that you can take to start to shift your mindset. But the first thing that I want to clarify out is, what is mindset? What is that? What are we doing if we want to shift our mindset? So the first thing, let's break it down into two words, mind and set, right? Mindset is literally, what is our mindset on right now? So whatever you're working on, I will tell you that your mindset is exactly what you're actually doing. That's what your mind is set on, right? My mind right now is set on being on this live right now, this video, right? Our mindset is actually what we are actively doing. I don't care what you ever say, you tell yourself, right? Our actions really determine what that mindset is. So when we want to start to shift our mindset, we have to start to shift and take different actions. And that can sometimes be really hard, because the actions that we know, those are habits. The actions that we know keep us safe. The actions that we know are built on the stories that we've told ourselves in our heads. And again, this is all a lot of stuff, overview stuff, that we're going to be breaking down over the next few weeks as to how to start to move through those things. So I want to give you sort of a bigger picture today, right? There are a lot of us, we're sitting in a lot of different places, right? We're all sitting on one side of our Grand Canyon. Some of you guys have heard me talk about this a little bit before, right? We're sitting on one side of the Grand Canyon, and the future version of ourselves is on that other side of that Grand Canyon. And that's where we want to get to, right? That's where our goal, whatever goal we have right now, is us at that other version of ourselves. Now, first thing I want to talk about is, a lot of people, when they come to me and they want coaching, and they're like, I don't have some big dream, right? Many of us don't even know how to dream big. So that version of ourselves on the other side of that Grand Canyon does not have to be you 5 years from now in some miraculous shift and change. If you told me 5 years ago that I'd be sitting here doing this Zoom, living in Florida, doing the things that I'm doing, I never would have believed that, and it wouldn't have even been something that I could have dreamt of. So that would not have been my vision of me on that other side of that Grand Canyon, right? So the first thing you want to start to do is look at, okay, what can I see over there? What's that first goal that I'm working towards? What does that look like? What does that feel like, right? And then what do I need to get there? So a lot of times people are like, there are certain action steps. They just want to be there now, right? We live in a society where we want the pill to get us there quickly. We want the quick fix. We want all those things, but I hate to tell it to you, we're not going to get there in a quick fix, right? If you're standing there on this side of the Grand Canyon and you see that future version of yourself on that other side of the Grand Canyon, what are you going to want? You're going to want, most people are going to like, yeah, just give me the helicopter. I'm going to fly right across, right? So that would be great. But what happens if we fly right across? Well, then the future version, then our current version of ourselves that's taken that shortcut has gotten over there, but nothing's really changed, or not much has changed. And so then it's our current version of ourselves is standing there next to our future version of ourselves, and we haven't gone through the process. The process of getting across that Grand Canyon, the process of building that bridge across that Grand Canyon, is where the learning comes. That's where the mindset shift starts to happen. That's where, because those are the actions that we're taking that change what our mind is set on, right? So for instance, as we start to go across, what's going to happen? We're going to build the bridge. We have to build that bridge across one piece at a time. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. By the time you make it all the way across, what you're picturing today as that version of yourself, that's going to change a million times. It's going to keep changing and it's going to keep growing and it's going to keep evolving because that's going to happen as you take those first steps. So let me take you back, rewind a little bit for those of you who don't know my story. So 7.5 years ago is when I started this piece of the journey that I've been on now, right? So 7.5 years ago, I was 75 pounds overweight. My family was deep in debt. We were in a terrible place financially. I was, I had 3 young kids. Emma, who is now 16, right? 7.5 years ago, she was 9. So they were 9, 7, and 5. So they were little, but I had no energy to keep up with them. 9, 7, and 5, like they're all over the place, right? I had no energy to keep up with them. I had zero confidence. Those of you who see me traveling all over, doing all these crazy things with my kids, that was not my life 7.5 years ago. And I was in a really, really, really bad place. And the first place that I needed to start with was my own physical health. I had to lose for my own sanity, physical health, mental health, all of that. I had to lose the weight. I knew that was my number one step. That was my starting goal. So when I was standing here on this side of the Grand Canyon 7.5 years ago, the only thing I saw on the other side of that Grand Canyon was a physically healthier me. Okay, that was my goal. That was what I wanted. Again, if I had taken some shortcut and hopped in a helicopter and flown across, and there are some shortcuts you can take to lose that physical weight, right? If I had taken that shortcut and flown across, yep, I probably would have lost that weight. But what made the big difference was that I did it differently that time. I've lost this weight many times, gained and lost, many, many, many times. But I started to build that bridge across. And I started to do the action steps. And with the action steps, that changed my mindset, right? It's changed what I was set on. And as I started to do that, I started to dive deeper into who am I in here, right? What do I want that to look like? And I started to build that bridge across. And I redefined, without really knowing what I was doing. Now I actually take people through an active redefining of words, but I didn't know what I was doing at the time. But I redefined, what does healthy mean? Right? At the time when I started 7.5 years ago, to get healthy meant a number on the scale. It meant, like, there were very concrete things that it meant, but I've redefined in my life, what does healthy mean? And so as I've redefined what healthy means, my whole mindset changes. I reconnect with myself differently, and that bridge continues to grow. Now, I am not on the other side of that bridge because honestly, we don't get there in our lifetime. When we get there, that means we're done living, right? We want that to keep changing. That has changed and that has evolved and that has grown, right? But 7.5 years ago, I couldn't have envisioned the life that I'm living right now. My vision was not living in Florida and going to Disney whenever I wanted and traipsing around the country and homeschooling my kids and doing all the cool things that we did. I couldn't have fathomed that at that time. That was not even there, right? I had to start building that bridge. And the more I built that bridge and the more I learned and the more I went across slowly, that has morphed. And I can tell you, whatever that's going to be in 5 years from now, again, it's going to continue to morph as my life grows and as my life changes. So if you're standing here on this side of the Grand Canyon right now, like with this goal on the other side, and you're just spinning in circles, right? That's what so many of us do. We just spin and we spin and we spin and we spin and we spin, and we don't know what to do. We don't know. And we really want the helicopter, just take me there, right? Just give me the quick fix, right? Fly me over. No, we want to take that first action step. We want that first piece. So what are some of those first pieces? So this is different for everybody, but that first piece is starting to define, what does that look like over there, right? What is that goal? Is it health? Is it financial? Is it something with your family? Is it growing your business? What is it? And then we need to redefine that out. And I'm going to be doing redefining exercises with people. I'm going to be doing some free redefining workshops. So if you're interested in a free word redefining workshop, comment below #redefine. And I'm going to be doing a couple of free redefine workshops coming up. They're going to be done as groups, super fun, where we're going to start redefining some really key words. We're going to probably do healthy. We're probably going to do success. I have a 4-part package that is not part of the free redefining that's going to be all about bringing in abundance and prosperity. And that will include redefining. And if you are looking for abundance and prosperity in your life, you do not want to miss out on that 4-part series that is starting on September 30th. It's going to be super powerful. It's going to be at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights, 4 Wednesdays in a row. If you cannot be on them live, they will be recorded. So let me know ASAP, comment below, #abundance if you want more information on that. Lots of things going on, right? But the first step is to recognize that you're here, right? We are all here, but recognize that you're here. What is here? Recognize what do you want over here? What is that word? What is that place? And admit to yourself if you're spinning in circles. Not all of us are spinning in circles, but most of us are. Even myself. I find myself spinning in circles at times, right? We get stuck there and we're spinning and we're spinning and we're spinning and we're spinning. And that starts to take that shift in our mindset. What is our mindset on, right? And starting to change that. And then what's that first step that we can take? Every little the tiniest action step changes that. That changes it. If somebody is struggling with getting healthy, what do I tell them to do? Go drink some water. Get up and go take a walk, even if it's a 5-minute walk, right? Lace up your sneakers, right? If it's something that in a business kind of thing, and what is that first thing you can do to connect with someone new that might be a potential business partner, or might be somebody who is a good referral source, or it might be someone that you can learn something from, right? Take some teeny tiny step. That is the first plank that you're going to build in your bridge. Stop waiting for your helicopter, right? So many of us, and I had this helicopter and I look at it all the time because there are certain things in my life. I'd love the helicopter too, right? I got some big goals. I would love for someone to give me the magic piece that I can hop in the helicopter and I can be there and at my goals. But what do we learn from that? We don't learn much. What do we learn from? We learn from the challenges. We learn from making mistakes, right? We learn when we attempt it and we say, that didn't work so well. If everything works out perfectly, we don't learn anything from it. That means we are not going forward enough. We're probably spinning if everything is super easy, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, don't try to do this alone. That was one of my biggest things that I had to learn 7.5 years ago. Prior to my health journey, I always tried to do it alone. I tried to get healthy alone, right? I thought I knew. I did know. I knew what to eat. I knew what not to eat. That's not what that was about, right? I needed a coach, right? People ask me all the time, do you have a coach? Of course I have a coach. I currently have 3 different coaches in 3 different areas. And I'm potentially bringing on a 4th coach. Why? Because we can't do this alone. I coach people, but I need people to coach me on the same things, right? We need that. We tell ourselves crazy stories in our heads. We cannot coach ourselves, right? Because if we try to coach ourselves, we're going to tell ourselves the thing that we want to hear that's going to keep us safe. Where a good coach is going to ask you some good questions. It's going to push you forward. It's going to, right? And encourage you and cheer you on and do all of those things and teach you. So 1, really take some sort of step forward. 2, have somebody that's going to coach you, right? Don't go at it alone. But with that, when you find someone to coach you, be coachable, right? Don't always say, yes, I know, because you're not going to hear from them. If you know it all, and they're really telling you everything that you know, everything that you already know, and they're not getting you to think differently and move forward differently, they're not the right coach. They might be a great friend. They might be a great accountability partner, but they're not the right coach. And they may be a fantastic coach, but they're not the right coach for you right now. I have that. I had somebody that I coached with who I love, think the world of this person, amazing coach. And I had sought this person out to be coached by them. And I got to a place in our coaching that I was like, okay, at this point in my life where I am, this isn't what I need right now, right? Not the friendship piece of it is there. And I still look at this person as a mentor, but they weren't the right person to be coaching me right now. And that's super cool. Be honest with yourself, right? And do that. So I challenge you today, first of all, recognize a couple of challenges. 1, recognize where are you right now? Are you in a place that you're feeling stuck? Are you spinning in a circle at some point in something in your life. Maybe certain places in your life you're moving across that bridge, but are you stuck right now? If the answer is yes, okay, what's that first baby action step you can take? Come up with a first baby action step that you can take to start moving forward. Second thing, really sit down and picture what's across the Grand Canyon for you right now. I'm not talking about 5 years from now. I'm talking about a month from now. What do you see a month from now as across the Grand Canyon for you? And what's going to be that first piece in that bridge that you're going to build? That's that action step, right? So start thinking about those things. And the third thing is reach out to somebody. You can reach out to me, reach out to somebody that can help hold you accountable and help coach you in what you're trying to do, that you can be open with, you can be transparent with, that you can move forward with, okay? And as you start to do that, start redefining those words. Again, if you want to be part of the free redefines, put hashtag redefine. And if you are interested in bringing some abundance into your life, or a lot of abundance into your life, a little bit or a lot, and abundance isn't just financial abundance, right? Let's clarify that really quickly. Abundance is not just financial abundance. Abundance is bringing in more of anything, right? We're going to be focusing on positive abundance, like not, I had somebody I was talking to about this, and, they said, well, you've got to have abundance of all kinds of bad stuff. Well, that's not what we're looking to bring into our lives. We're going to be looking to bring in positive stuff, an abundance of positive relationships, an abundance of finances, an abundance of new clients, an abundance of willpower, an abundance, like whatever that is. And we're going to define that out in this group. You do not want to miss out on that 4-part series. So if you're interested in that, type hashtag abundance in there. So let's get going, right? Let's get going. Get excited, because I got a lot of cool stuff coming for you over the next weeks, months with the Mindset Minute. And let's go start to shift what our mind is set on. Have a great day, everyone.